Hello, 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 hello. So, the title of this video lied because I thought it was Normal Meditation Monday, but it turns out it's actually not a Normal Meditation Monday. It turns out it's actually a live channeling session. And Vagrein is really enthusiastic about coming through in this session. So while it will be meditative, as their transmissions are quite meditative in nature, it's actually a spontaneous channeling session. And they've let me know the theme of this session. So today, instead of meditating, we'll be receiving a transmission. You're welcome to go into a meditative state during the transmission. And the transmission is on letting go of control. I actually wrote it down. What does it mean to be human and letting go of control simultaneously? So while we wait for people to turn up, right before we got started, I drew a tarot card for fun. From this deck that I got recently, which is super cute. It's the Kitten Tarot. Oh, they're so cute. And it's funny because it's got like a white cat and a black cat. So it reminds me of Joey and Pepper, and it's just adorable. I also really like the illustrations. But the card that we drew, and as often, I don't like tarot because I don't like, I'm the kind of person, I'll draw a card and then I'll read the meaning of the card. I'm not into tarot like that deeply. I'll read the meaning of the card and then I won't like it. And I'll want to like get rid of the card. And that seems to be something that happens quite a lot right before these sessions. But the card that I did draw, and for those of you who know tarot, you can feel free to write in the chat what you know about this card, is the Five of Pentacles. Hopefully that's in focus a little bit. There's a little Christmas tree and everything. So that is the energy that is accompanying us on this channeling today. Hold on. Put that right there. The Five of Pentacles. So if anyone knows about the Five of Pentacles, go ahead and let me know in the chat what you know about that. But from what I read, the Five of Pentacles has to do with financial or health hardship. And because this is a collective or group session, the card is not just for me, it's for the energy of this group in this moment. And also, deeper than financial or health hardship, which, I'm not into predictive type of divination. So like when I use tarot, I don't think it's a prediction for the future. I just think it's a snapshot of this particular moment, or what energy is available in this moment to either release and let go of, or investigate further. So deeper than financial or health hardship, it is a question of feeling victimized in some way, or a perception of a lack of safety and security. So if you in your life right now are experiencing a situation, either with your health or circumstantially, or with your finances, that gives you a little bit of that, there's something off in terms of my safety or security, then this card is related to that. And this session is going to help to remedy that in some way, from what Vagrein is telling me. So often when we feel that we're threatened in some way, that we're not safe or not secure, we feel out of control. We feel disempowered. We feel like we don't have the ability to be in our joy or be in our sovereignty, because there's this circumstance or this situation that is threatening us directly. And this particular channeling session is about releasing or relinquishing that need for control, because that need for control is also what is causing the emotion of, feeling insecure or feeling unsafe, etc. Anyway, so like I was saying to whoever's just popped in now, I hope the audio is okay. Whoever's just popped in now, this isn't actually going to be a Meditation Monday. It's going to be a full Vagrein transmission. They want a channel, so off we go. And the topic is, what does it mean to be human? How does one relinquish control while maintaining sovereignty, or while maintaining empowerment, or while maintaining their creatorship in existence? And like, where's the balance in that? Anyway, so guys, I'm so excited to be channeling for you today. Everyone who's watching this on the replay, hello. It's great to see you. I do hope you will join some of my live sessions sometimes, because who knows what's going to happen in the live sessions. And I'm like really insecure about the fact that I have like a stain on this top here. Don't look at the stain on my top. Okay. I'm going to head off into trance, and I hope that you guys enjoy, and welcome to everyone who's here in the chat. Hi, Samuel. Hi, Petra. Hi, Jason. Hi, Viduras, and hi, Ash. So thank you for popping in the chat and saying hello. And I will see you on the other end of this transmission. And I hope to feel the benefits myself of relinquishing control, and also for you to get as many benefits and positivity from this session as is meant for you. So I will see you at the end. Enjoy. Good now to you. We are pleased to have the potential to interact with you in this now moment. Let us dive right into the theme. And of course, every time there is a theme, it is because it is what is being called forward, called through by those of whom to what is transmitted. This is your theme. This has some relevance to you either now in this now moment or for your future nows. Whenever it is you come upon this particular response to your request that you are in this now creating for yourself. When you hear the words surrender, accept, relinquish control, just be, flow, there are mixed frequencies, mixed emotions, mixed responses, mixed reactions. We understand that this is the case. We understand that it is not the simplest of endeavors to be able to, in your human experience, be in that faith. Even faith itself as a word can be triggering because of all of the baggage, the connections, the meanings, the implications that have been attached to faith, to surrender, to relinquishing control. And we know that you have been told for some time now, and do know this to be resonant because it does cause those same elements within yourself of truth to vibrate when one says that you are the creator of your own reality, that you are a sovereign being, that you are an independent individuation of the all that is a divinity. how can it be that simultaneously you are the responsible being, creator of your own reality, and there be something to relinquish your control to relinquish your sovereignty to relinquish this power to? How does one walk that tightrope, find that balance, be in that state of surrender and flow, while knowing that they are the creator of their own reality, while they are the perceiver of all that is a mirror reflection of themselves? Throw into this mix also your preferences, desire, be it for peace, be it for harmony, be it for wealth, be it for health, be it for abundance. You have these desires. Your physical reality does not always reflect them. So is it the case that you renounce, you release, you accept, for example, poverty when your preference is abundance? Would not accepting it mean settling, compromise? And then what of your desire? What of the pain that comes through you when your reality does not match your preference? What is the case for many of you, those of you listening, above all, is that you do have a deep desire to live in faith, to not have to worry, to not have to control, to not have to protect, to not have to fight and struggle. You have a dream, a preference, a desire to let go of all of the doing, the fussing, the fretting, the anxiety, the fear. You do not want to have the burden of the future upon you. The good news is the burden of the future is not upon you. It is an idea that you have control. You may have suspected by watching your experiencing that things seem to occur no matter what it is you do. No matter your vibrational frequency, things that you perceive of as negative do somehow arrive to you. No matter your planning, list making, note taking, however hard you work, things that are not what you are wanting do seem to somehow arrive to you, or not to you, but around you. You do look out at the world, you do see the suffering of others. And we know that beyond this desire to control, there's fear, there's sorrow, there's anger. So, first, you are not a failure in being the creator of your reality. Let us clarify that yes, you are the creator, but you are not failing by not seeing your preferences manifest in the ways that you would want them. The fact that there is not peace on earth, though many of you do desire it, does not mean that those of you who are desiring peace are failing in their vibrational frequency, are failing in their manifestation. What they are doing is facilitating, or the circumstances are facilitating that being the end game, the ultimate. Sometimes that does go in directions that are calling in what seems to be not your preference, so that more and more of you can come to a conclusion together that that is not quite the way to go about having that realization. The way, for example, for peace to manifest is for each and every one of you to be peaceful. Peaceful within yourselves, peaceful with all of your action, your word, and your behavior. You cannot be peaceful by wanting someone else to be changing, by having control. Control is not peaceful. But you can relinquish control because you do not have it in the first place. What we are saying is you can let go of the fear. The universe is arranging everything it needs to for you. These may not be circumstances that you think you are wanting in your life. They may not be circumstances that you would invite in with your conscious mind. But they are the circumstances that would serve you the most for arriving at the majority of the things that you are wanting in your experience. And the more you are wanting things, especially those profound things, especially those things that you light bringers do want the most, the more those take precedence over, for example, having a nice Sunday at the park. If your evolution is more important to you than a nice Sunday at the park, what you will be presented with is everything on that Sunday that is necessary for your evolution, or that would facilitate it, or that would put you in the position or the opportunity in order to arrive at that evolution. But the good news again is that you can let go. You can absolutely 100% let go of your perception that you must control outcome. The only thing that is in your responsibility is your now moment and how you are feeling. If you are in any way whatsoever attempting to control outcome in the more subtle or the overt ways, you are naturally acting in detriment to your current now moment. Every time you worry, every time you fear, every time you plan, every time you arrange, every time you manipulate, advocate, pressure, your own vibration, your own state of being is using its energy towards those activities. You can instead choose that surrender. And in that surrender, in that saying, I cannot and do not, and actually choose not to be in response to my circumstance, in response to the situation, in response to, or response by, in other words, controlled by this situation or circumstance, you do regain in that surrender your sovereignty. Because when you are attempting to control circumstance, it is ultimately circumstance that is controlling you. You see something in the world that you do not like. You are stimulated by the seeing of that thing that you do not like to action that you would not otherwise be taking. Action that would be unnecessary if that circumstance did not present itself. Of course, there are situations in your day-to-day life where there would be need for response, but you will notice that spontaneously responding to a circumstance or a situation in the moment that it is occurring to you, for example, there is a child about to fall off of the balcony, you reach out your arm and you grab them. Yes? That is not being worried that the child would fall off the balcony. That is not trying to control the circumstance. Now, we are not saying to allow your children to run around on balconies. Of course, that would be foolish. But having anxiety about whether or not children in general will run on balconies in general is not a good use of your energy. Surrender is the statement to oneself saying that if that thing should occur, I have faith that not only is the universe working in my favor, but that I have all of the resources, all of the sovereignty, all of the divinity, all of the ability to do what is most useful, most called through me in that moment. I have faith in the universe and I have faith in self. the individuation that I am, that has survived every now moment up until this one, and will continue to do so up until that one that I am most frightened of, that one that I am most worried about controlling in this now. I have not arrived at that circumstance. I've not arrived at the inevitable, or what perceives to be inevitable, consequences of what I am trying to manipulate or control. Therefore, I do not need to expend this painful energy in the controlling of it. You can allow yourself to let go of what is not in your hands. It is not there. You cannot hold on to something that you were never given, that you have never taken. It is an illusion. Many circumstances are presenting themselves to you for this lesson. Many circumstances are presenting themselves to you that you are perceiving that potentially could be in your control or influenced by your participation. But check that your participation truly is making that difference that you want it to. Find out what it is that you truly want. Surrender to what you truly want. Do not give yourself illusions that your actions are, quote, making a difference. Are they making the difference that you are wanting them to? Or are they potentially being you, being controlled by the circumstance, or even by those who do know how to control others? Are you being manipulated by your reality in this now moment? It is refreshing to let go of control. It frees up so much resource for you to become sovereign again. To, instead of responding to the latest crisis, the latest information, the latest tragedy, event, loss, situation, circumstance, bank balance, health crisis, instead, choosing what you are doing with your now moment. Instead of responding, bouncing back that same vibrational frequency offered to you at whatever level of frequency that is, and most of it is quite low level frequency, choosing what to do with your sovereignty, with your divinity, with your time, with your energy, with your focus. Choice, free will. Not by controlling anything external, but by marinating in your own sense of self, marinating in your own delightful individuation, feeling into it, communicating with it, connecting with one's higher self. Your higher self does never feel the need to control anything else. It always has its own energy, plan, destination, execution that it would like to undertake. You know this because of how it feels to you. You know when that joyful feeling arises that you are in alignment. Not only with self, but with all that is. Take a breath in this now if you choose. And with your exhale, let go of control over anything in your experience. It is not yours to control. Do not allow yourself to be a pinball bashed around the insides of a machine. You can't expand past the machine itself. Because in your state of divinity, in your state of self-sovereignty, in your state of manifesting, being in alignment, being all that you are, you can also see from that distance that everything is in perfection. There is nothing to fret about. We know this is a zoom out that can be difficult from that human being state. It is part of being a human to have your fears, to have your worries, to have your sorrows, to have your anger, to have your desire, and a desire to see the fruit of your preferences. But surrendering is no more or less than zooming out. You are no more or less in danger whether you control a circumstance or not. So you can allow yourself to feel safe in surrender, safe in being outside of doing, safe in existing, safe in your joy. How can you be joyful if you are attempting to control? So allow that joy, playfulness, security that is innate to existence and to the state of surrender. Even if in this now moment as a human you do not feel safe, do not try to control whether or not you are feeling safe. Because the only reason why feeling unsafe feels bad is because it is untrue. You are held by the universe. You are held by existence and by the all that is. And with that, we leave you with the light and the love of 1,000 suns. A nine. Hello. Oh gosh, I always pop out really quickly, and I feel like they ended that one so quickly. They were like, "Ciao, we're off, we're out of here." um, so I felt a lot of the transmission. I'm feeling very dopey right now. I felt a lot of the transmission. Um, can't really recall much of what was said, though I do know the gist of it. And I just want to take a moment now to acknowledge, and I hope that you guys can feel this too, but the actual literal vibration that's coming off what I perceive of as like my body a couple inches outside of my body. Like a haze on a hot highway, that kind of something going on there. So it felt really good. And I'm actually really glad that today wasn't a meditation and was this transmission instead, because yeah, it feels really good. And it feels really strong and potent and relevant to this now moment, with everything going on in the world, but also, forget the world. We're all on our individual journeys in some state right now. I guess, it could be the stars. I'm not, I don't know much about astrology either, but there's like lots going on. So I hope that this allows you to let go of some of that wanting to control and instead brings us back to that, like they said, marination into this now. If any of you do want to join the Vagrein retreat, I'm closing the doors to taking new applicants on June the 5th, so next week. And the planning for the retreat has been going amazing. It's so exciting. And there's so many surprises in this event. I am so thrilled about the participants who are joining us. I'm so thrilled about the location. I'm so thrilled about the restaurants. I'm so thrilled, most of all, about what VAGREIN has planned, because even though they've kind of been trickling out the information to me, and I will be under a lot of, is it pressure? I don't even know if it's pressure, but there's a lot of channeling that's going to be happening every day on the retreat. So, I'm going to have to, what would you call it? Ration my energy. I'm so excited about their preview to me about the transformation that's going to be happening for the participants on multiple levels, on a self-confidence level, on a self-realization level, on an ability to manifest level, on service level. Service is a huge one for VAGREIN. If you've read VAGREIN Seeking Ends When Sharing Begins, they talk a lot about how service is who you are. You're literally here to be in service to others. And others are you. So you're in here to be in service to self in many ways, but service to self and others. And yeah, so they've shared with me that that's going to be like the main things that are occurring with everyone, but also on a social level. They've been like, yeah, by the way, there's a reason why the people who are coming to this are coming to this together in this now moment, in this specific moment in time, space, reality, because they are soul family already. So the participants who are coming, it's not coincidental. It's not an accident. Each of them came to the work specifically and purposefully because it was in many ways preordained soul contract, not only with me, but with each other. So it's a gathering of a family that hasn't been together in physical form for a very long time. And that's super exciting to me too. Yeah, and it's really, really soon. In fact, I've actually got a holiday with my family before. So that's also why I have to close the doors, because I have to have enough time to deal with all the admin stuff before I go with the kids for a week right before the retreat. So, which is going to be super fun because I'm so looking forward to that. The kids are off school. Next week is their last week of school. So Italy ends classes from June 6th to September 20th, which is insane. But it means I get to spend a lot of time with my littles. And that's something that is very precious to me. And I enjoy the summertime and stuff like that. So, right, back to what I was saying. If you are interested in joining, now's the time to make that decision. Do go over to my website, www.jpherman.com. Right at the top, you can click the link to register and sign up and have a meet and greet with me, a 15-minute chat with me about whether or not the retreat is correct for you. So if it's not if you're just sort of on the fence and you're not sure if you want to come or not, then do go ahead and make the application, because I am meeting with the applicants in order and checking if they are suitable and if the retreat resonates for them. So it's important to get on that list so that in case you do want to come and you're not quite sure yet if you want to come, that you do have that meeting with me, because otherwise those spots, there's only 2 spots left, are going to fill. And maybe you'll decide last minute, oh yeah, I definitely want to come, but the spots will already be filled and there won't be time to have that meeting. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for all your support, for liking, for subscribing, for sharing these videos with other people, for joining the mailing list, for downloading the free chapters of VAGREIN Seeking Ends When Sharing Begins, and for everything you've all been doing for me in terms of supporting this work and my journey with VAGREIN and my journey with you guys. It's been absolutely beautiful. And I just want to read some of the comments. So hi, Petra. Hi, Jules. Hi, Joe. Hi, Samuel. Hi, Emma. Hi, Peter. I don't know if I know Peter yet. Hi, Megan, Emma, Samuel. Okay. And Joe. Wonderful. So I hope I said hello to everybody who commented. I'd like to try to do that. Do leave comments if you're watching this in the replay. I'd love to know what resonated with you. And I'd love to know also, if you're interested, what kind of videos you guys want to have coming up. Do you enjoy the lives? Do you enjoy the meditations? Do you enjoy when I do full participant sessions? Also, there is a new video coming out on the 30th. So keep your eyes open for that. And I will be in touch with you all again soon. I'm sending all my love. I hope you guys have an amazing week if I don't see you again before then. And again, my top with the stain on it. And yeah, have an amazing, amazing week. Sending all my love. Bye-bye.